Welcome to the Real Film Nerds Podcast.
Welcome, everyone, to Real Film Nerds, episode number 234. My name is Matt, one of your two hosts this week, not three. Number 3 did not make it to the theaters. How dare her? So, to talk about fragging some NPCs, my good buddy, without his better half, Mysterious Mike Talent.
Hey, everybody. Yeah, I'm sorry that Maggie couldn't make it out to the theater this weekend because this movie was, a theater exclusive and ended up winning the box office. So that's pretty cool.
So is she going to have a better excuse other than not wanting to go to the theater with you?
I don't know. I feel like that's a pretty good excuse, right?
Yeah, I mean, she sees you like all the time. So at the bare minimum, is when she gets out of the house, she wants to be alone and enjoy the movie alone. So I totally understand.
Yeah. So that's the excuse we're going to use, man. That's it.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll allow it. Just because I know it annoys you that she wanted to spend time alone without you.
Oh, it doesn't annoy me at all. Everybody needs a little alone time, Matt.
All right. Well, we're going to stop that conversation right there because it's going to go down a dark path and it's going to go down real quick. So, Mike, for Real Film Nerds episode number 234, we're talking about Ryan Reynolds' latest film where he is not playing Deadpool or the hitman wife's bodyguard, Free Guy. This movie was supposed to come out almost 2 years ago. Mike, did it survive and hold up sitting in a vault waiting to come out for 2 years?
Oh, yeah, man. I think it was just fine.
Just fine? Wow.
Well, I mean, I enjoyed the movie a lot, but, I mean, it held up as far as I'm concerned, man. Did you feel like the celebrations done in this movie are accurate to the current... Oh, I'm trying not to spoil stuff, Matt. I don't know. I guess atmosphere.
Atmosphere? Like, are you talking about the video game celebrations? Like where, they're teabagging some dude?
Well, that's just a classic move now, right, Matt? Like, that's not even, new.
Yeah, that's old school. That was Halo 1 world, I mean, you basically teabagged the camera earlier, so, with your nut slip.
Well, it happens to everybody. Ask JT.
Well, I just don't need it to happen to me when we're sitting here on the video chat and I get an unexpected surprise. Just a camera full, and I have a fairly large monitor and, it's larger than life. It's like 32 inches. It's too much. It's too much, Mike. That was way too much nut.
All right, Matt. Next time I'll try not to do that.
Well, at least you have something on. I mean, you do have pants on. So, unlike Ryan Reynolds in his blue shirt, you have no shirt today.
That's true. And Ryan Reynolds' character is Blue Shirt Guy. I mean, the whole movie, everybody's referring to him as the Blue Shirt Guy.
Well, he never has a name.
His name's Guy.
Well, yeah, it's Guy. You're correct. Blue Shirt Guy is more descriptive. So, okay, Mike, before we get too ahead of ourselves, why don't you go ahead and provide our lovely listeners with the rundown for 2021's Free Guy.
All right, Matt. So, Free Guy was directed by Sean Levy. It was written by Matt Lieberman, Zach Penn, and this movie, of course, is starring Guy, or Ryan Reynolds, a.k.a. Deadpool, a.k.a. Hitman's Bodyguard's wife, or Hitman's Bodyguard. Nah, I screwed that up.
It's both of them.
Yeah. Jodie Comer, Taika Waititi, Little Real Howie, Joe Carey, Channing Tatum, and lots of others. I could be listing off people for quite a while on this movie. And it's about a bank teller discovers that he's actually an NPC inside a brutal open world video game.
All right, Mike. So Free Guy is basically the embodiment of all our open world games, one of which I'm still in the process of trying to complete, Grand Theft Auto. But it's like all of them put together. The New one that I tried to play a little bit that everybody loved that blew up all over the place. Forgetting the name of it because I'm tired.
Fortnite?
Yes, that one. And then PUBG. It's not really like PUBG, but it's very much more like Fortnite or Grand Theft Auto or any of those other open world games, but brought to life. If the open world games look like this, I think they would be a hell of a lot more fun. But they're pretty damn fun as it is.
Yeah. No, this movie is great, man. I think I had a great time watching this movie. It was fun. It was unique. It was a good story.
How long has it been since you turned on an Xbox or a PlayStation, or we'll really go back to what you probably actually have, an Atari 2600?
So, Matt, as you were pointing out earlier before we started the pod, it has been quite a while since I fired it up. I think it was sometime last year. I intend to play some video games at some point again, but currently I am very busy with a current schedule and only going to get busier, so I don't know when I'll be able to squeeze it in. Although with the upcoming shift work that will accompany the new baby, I might have some time to play some video games late at night, which for you is not late. Probably it might be hard to get a hold of you to do it because you're still doing things. You still will be working, I bet.
Yeah, I pretty much work from the instant I wake up until I go to bed. But, that's slowing down dramatically right now, which is a blessing and a curse at the same time. I haven't gotten to play Grand Theft Auto in a couple weeks. I'm trying to finish Grand Theft Auto 5. It is a very large game, and I'm one of those people that's a completionist. And so I'm doing like all the regular missions, all the side missions, everything. There's just so much. I'm probably going to get to the point where I just say, screw it, and I'm just going to do the main story just to finally finish it. But I bought it when it came out on the 360. I got about halfway done, and then the Xbox One came out, and so I bought it for the Xbox One. I was like, oh, it looks so much better. I'm going to start it on this, and I just never finished it. So, Mike, just like you, I'm a slacker when it comes to video games, except our most beloved video game that we played together, at least used to, Borderlands. I beat the living shit out of that thing multiple times. I love that game.
I do love me some Borderlands, man. What a great fun game. Very creative. I love all the randomness of all the weapons and the different things, and it's such a fun game.
You're missing out, dude. 3 is so much better than 1 and 2 put together. You have no clue. You really need to sit down and play it. I mean, you really do. You need to.
Well, I mean, the game that I would be playing, Matt, will be that game.
All right. I'll look forward to it. So, okay, let me get us back on topic, even though it's kind of on topic, but it's not, but it is, but it's not. Free Guy. Loved it. I absolutely love this movie. I saw it on a Friday night. I saw it when I shouldn't have seen it, but it was literally the only time I could get to the theater. Surprisingly, the theater was almost sold out. It was mostly high school and college-age kids, except for the 2 pains in the ass that snuck into the theater and sat in front of me and sang the theme songs and farted and made noises and talked the whole time. There were 2 probably in their 50s-year-old women, not to get too descriptive, but heavy set, came in and sat right in front of me. And they snuck in. They didn't pay for a ticket because they got up about halfway through and left.
So do you think they were theater hopping, man?
Yes.
Do you think these older women would be theater hopping?
I do. I do believe they were theater hopping, Mike. But what's interesting, now to get back to the topic I brought up, yes, I was annoyed by the 2 women, but this is what I was impressed by. All the teenage kids, college-age kids, whatever, that were all behind me, because when they all fill up the back, I tend to sit in the back of the front, just because so I can not have distractions and things. Did not talk through the whole movie. They did not, make noise, nothing. Like every single one. I mean, we're talking like 7,500 people behind me. It was just, you could hear a mouse fart through the whole movie. And then at the end of it, when it ended, literally standing ovation.
Wow, they really loved it. Well, that's great.
It was really a good movie-going experience, other than the 2 giant pains in the ass in front of me. I really, and that might have added to my score. I don't know. We will see when we get to towards the end of the podcast. But I really enjoyed this movie.
Well, that's nice to hear, Matt, because it's usually you haven't seen a movie in a while that you've really, really enjoyed. So awesome.
I don't know. I mean, I love my comedies. I love my Ryan Reynolds. I love that he plays Deadpool. All of that probably helps a lot. I've liked a lot of the movies we've reviewed this year, but this was on a whole nother level for me as far as a film. It hit like all the frickin' buttons. It really did. Go ahead. Sorry. You're moving towards the mic. Go ahead, talk.
Okay. Well, I didn't want to stomp on you, Matt. This movie was a lot of fun. I also had a little bit of a problem on my movie-going experience. There was some people that sat next to me that insisted on talking the entire movie. It was quite annoying, but it was okay. I did also happen to see this movie on a Friday night, so it was quite busy. So I guess that's what I get.
Question, though, Mike. We talked about this before when I brought up my girlfriend. She said she would have, and I believe it because I've seen her do it, would have looked him square in the face and told him to shut up. Mike, what did you do? Did you just sit there, or did you tell them to shut up, or were you making noises, or what?
Oh no, I let him go. I didn't feel like messing with him.
Okay, see, that's the problem. Me and you, we are way too similar. I did the same thing. The ladies in front of me, I like coughed and like did the little like chair kicking thing and the excuse me thing. They just ignored me, but I didn't like knock on their shoulder and go, "Hey, listen, dumbass, shut your mouth."
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, you did more than I did. I did nothing. I just watched the movie.
Yeah, I just did a couple little quick things here and there when they kept going. It's just obnoxious. It's like people are just, I don't want to get too off topic, but I mean, is it just me, or has this world getting just even more and more less considerate of each other? I mean, I really feel like COVID and all this shit has made it worse.
I don't know, man. By all the fights and crazy stuff that's happening in the airlines, it seems like something is happening weird with our country, maybe society. I don't know.
It's the vaccine. It's making us all angry.
Well, dude, but I get such good internet now.
Well, you don't even have to be hooked up to the Wi-Fi, right?
I am the Wi-Fi.
You are the Wi-Fi. Okay, Mike, so I think we should progress since I got us way off topic and then back on topic and then way off topic again.
You're right, Matt. We have been kind of all over the place, but I know you wanted to talk. I mean, it's fun to hear you so thrilled about a movie, man. So it's good that this one really touched you. Wait.
I just said, wow, this movie really touched me, like my Boy Scout leader.
Oh, man. I thought you were going to say like Michael Jackson. All right.
Oh, no. I wasn't pretty enough for Michael. He passed.
Okay.
He's like, no, that one's too tall. He almost reminds me of an adult.
Oh, jeez. All right, Matt. So I'm going to ask you on that colorful note, I'm going to ask you, what are you drinking this afternoon, morning, evening?
Well, Mike, thank you for asking. I'm drinking my final one of the current go of 12-pack of Shinerbach.
Excellent, Matt. It's Oktoberfest time, or it's coming to be Oktoberfest time. I know it's only August, but they hit the shelves early. But I am not drinking one of those. I am drinking a IPA, Terrapin Hopsecutioner. It's got a cool can.
That is a pretty cool can. It looks like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
Yeah. All the Terrapin ones have little turtles doing something. So this is a turtle who's gonna go take someone out.
Oh yeah, he's gonna go chop someone's head off. Dude, this Shinerbach is making me burp like no one's business. Probably what happens when you don't eat all day. But anyways, needless to say.
Yeah, needless to say. All right, Matt. So I guess with that, so we can get into some spoilers.
My turn?
Yeah, your turn.
My turn? Mike, how doesn't Free Guy... No, I'll do it correctly. Mike, how does Free Guy, starring Ryan Reynolds and Jodie Comer, relate to the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
All right, Matt. Well, thanks for asking. So once again, 2 weeks in a row, we've got Taika Waititi in a movie, and of course, he was in Thor Ragnarok and directed Thor Ragnarok. And then there's a cameo by Captain America in this movie. So I guess that really counts.
Mr. Chris Evans, yep.
Yeah, Chris Evans was in it. I thought that was amazing. That came out of nowhere. I was actually like, how'd they pull that off?
Oh, dude, seriously. And then you realize it's a Fox. It's owned by Disney.
Yeah, it all happened because of that, I think, because otherwise I was like, that's amazing.
I got another one for you. I don't know if you know this or not. So there was a trailer that came out on Ryan Reynolds' personal YouTube page of Deadpool and Korg watching the Free Guy trailer together and talking about it. So do you know what that trailer technically does, Mike?
No, I'm trying to think.
It technically introduces Deadpool into the Marvel Cinematic Universe because Korg is a Marvel Cinematic Universe character.
Oh,
so
okay.
Everyone thought it was going to be like an X-Men movie or something else coming down the road. Nope, it was this trailer for watching Free Guy.
Awesome.
So now you can consider, granted it's, kind of a loophole, but you can consider now Ryan Reynolds as part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Okay. All right. I'll only use that one if we're desperate, Matt. And he's in the movie that we're going to be reviewing.
Shit, dude, he's knocking out of the park. This is 2 this year. Although, granted, this movie was supposed to come out in 2019, like December of 2019. So,
yeah, and I think they just pushed it a few months, and then we all know what happened.
Then, yeah, the world ended. Right. So, all right, Mike. Well, that means we are now into our spoiler section of the film. We can start spoiling everything. We probably spoiled a little bit, but not too bad. Not like Mags last week. How dare her?
I know. Well, she was like, whoops.
Oh, no, dude. You've done it. I've done it. We've all spoiled shit. It happens. You can only do so much. You can only do so much. It just, when you're excited about a film and you want to talk about it, it happens. People just need to understand. So, all right, Mike, go ahead. Start our spoiler discussion.
All right, man. So this was such a fun movie to watch because I like the way that it introduced you into Blue Shirt Guy and how you just got introduced into his daily routine, and it just seemed kind of normal and all that. And then, like, sometimes there's some strange stuff going on in the background, and then you get to the bank robbery scene, and it was very funny. Like him and his buddy, the security guard at the bank, are getting robbed all the time and just conversing, talking to each other. Like, it's just normal, just another day.
Yeah, you're talking about Buddy. Yeah, they're just like, hey, so what are you going to do after work? Oh, let's do the same thing we always do. Let's go to the beach and drink some beers. Fucking great. Loved it. It was just so much fun because there's like the normal world and they're walking through and all this chaos is happening around them and they're just ignoring it. I mean, people are dying left and right. There's a freaking tank. Did you see that shout out to Halo? The Warthog went down the freaking road and just...
Oh, yeah, man.
All this video game shit. And that's what's so much fun is if you pay attention through the whole film while they're in, the... what do they call the game? Free City, right?
Yeah, Free City, yes.
Yeah,
yep.
So whenever they're in Free City, there's almost always something cool going on, like in the background or somewhere. Like there's jets flying or there's a dude shooting whatever, or like she pulls out a bazooka and shoots it and puts it on her back, but it disappears. I mean, there's just all these little cool nuances that I just grabbed all over the place. And I thought it was just great because it ties to the video game world so well.
Yeah, I don't know how they pulled off some of the scenes. I thought it was really cool. I mean, I know a lot of it's CG and stuff, but I don't know how they pulled off some of that stuff. It was cool.
Yeah, no, I loved it. They did a great job. If you watch some of the trailers, there's been like 4 or 5 trailers released on this film. They actually cut quite a bit of the more comedic stuff out. I don't know if it was for time or what, but there's like even a couple scenes where like, do you remember towards the end, they're racing through the town as the town's like starting to collapse in because the programmer's changing things.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So there's this scene, it's in a trailer that they cut out where Ryan gets behind the wheel, hits the gas and takes off. And he's like, this is the first time I've ever driven a car, right?
Nice.
So stuff like
Very
that.
Nice.
Yeah. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this movie. I had a great time. And Jodie Comer, fantastic job. I don't know if you know much about her, Mike.
I don't know much about her. Enlighten me.
So she is from... she's won an Emmy. This is her kind of, I don't want to say breakout, but this is kind of her big foray into film. She's really known and won an Emmy for Killing Eve. As you know, she had a small part in Star Wars Episode 9 as Rey's mother, but this is really kind of her first big starring role in a movie. And I thought she did fantastic. She's a very good actress.
Yeah. No, she had a fun role to play, too, as a person like entering in and out of Free City and always running into different characters and trying to figure out stuff.
I have to say, I think they did this on a level for the audience, but I really kind of preferred her character when she was in the video game world versus the real life world. And I think they kind of tried to do that on purpose, differentiating where people are completely different to a level when they're playing a video game versus when they're in the real world. Like you even see that in this, where you see a bunch of 12-year-olds that are playing like the game and they're like cussing and doing all kinds of stuff, and it cuts to them and it's like a 12-year-old girl. It's just hilarious because that's how it really is.
Yeah. I really liked the guy who was controlling Channing Tatum's character.
Oh gosh, that was so
dude,
good.
That was so good, dude. I thought it was hilarious.
And even his mom, who you never even see, you just hear it in the background. It's very much like The Big Bang Theory or something. She's like vacuuming and he's like yelling about keep it down or whatever. And he has some kind of line about, this is my house too or whatever. And she's like, I'm in hell because my own son won't move out of my house or something. It was perfect. It was so good.
Oh yeah. No, it was great. It was great. I love that a lot. There's lots of good little nods and different things that they did in this movie. It was pretty cool, man. They really knocked it out of the park. That the huge streamer guy was in this, the ninja dude.
Is that who that was? I knew he was a YouTuber of some kind, but I didn't know who it was. I thought it might have been the PewDiePie guy. I don't know. I don't watch any of that shit.
I think he started in something not Fortnite, but when Fortnite came out, he became just enormous. And then for a little bit, he was on Microsoft's little thing that it's not like it was kind of like Twitch, but it fell apart. And I don't know. I think Microsoft paid him like $20 million.
I really wish you and I would have played video games more when we were growing up because we could have been competitive gamers. We would have been masters.
Well, I didn't realize there would be such a market for us playing video games and then showing ourselves playing the video games and then recording it and then putting it on the internet. Never would have thought of that.
Not to revisit a topic, but I'm pretty sure we've talked about this before, and I've always expressed that I don't understand that. I just don't. Like, if I have time to sit down and watch someone playing a video game, I would rather be playing the damn video game. Maybe it's just because I'm an old man and time is precious now and I don't have much of it. So I want to be playing instead of sitting there watching someone else play.
I don't know either, man. It's hard for me to fathom, but for whatever reason, a lot of people watch and I don't know. It's just like you can have a whole career.
Mike, are we working too hard? Is that what it is? We're the end of the working hard generation. The generation behind us is like,
Maybe we're working too hard.
Well, I'll leave the discussion about my middle nephew out about that. My older nephew, he works his ass off all the time. The middle one was pissing and moaning that he had to do a full 40 hours the other day. So,
man, life's tough.
Yeah, I was like, well, I miss the days of 40 hours. That was when it was good. Okay, Mike, so is there anything else you wish to discuss in said spoilers before we start getting into our ratings? Because I know you are fading fast.
I really liked the use of the characters' names. Like, it's Buddy, it's Guy, Dude. Like, I loved how it wasn't, like, it's just like a video game. They're very simple, like, easy to remember. So I thought that was fun. Dude cracked me up.
Oh, that was so good. That was so good. That was hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. And the fact that they kept rolling with him all the way to the end of the movie, he was still in it. Oh, that was good.
Yeah, I liked it. I liked this movie. It was I didn't know what I was going to get out of this movie, Matt. Like, I'd seen a couple trailers here and there, but I hadn't seen all 6 or however many versions. I mean, I guess when you've been waiting for the movie to come out for 2 years, the trailer people get antsy. They're like, "Ooh, I can make another cut like this, or I can make another cut like this."
I'll be honest, I only watched one trailer once, I think, for this, but I liked the concept of it, of a video game come to life is what I thought it was going to be, which it kind of is, but I really like that concept. Now, here's one thing I do want to touch on. It just popped into my head. I don't know how I didn't discuss it earlier. Taika Waititi as the villain. Fantastic.
Oh, dude, he was so funny and so ruthless. I loved it, man. He was a good villain to watch. He was fun, he was entertaining, and he was just downright nasty.
Yeah, I don't know if he's played a villain before. I'm sure he has, but not at this kind of level, because, I mean, he was really in this movie. Most of the time when Taika's in, he's kind of a side character unless it's his own project. So, like, What We Do in the Shadows, the film, granted, he was a major star of that, but that was when he was kind of relatively unknown and just kind of getting going. And if he didn't star in it, he didn't have anybody else, you know? But in Thor Ragnarok, in other Star Wars projects, Marvel stuff, he's always just done like a voice or like a character that has a few minutes here or there. I mean, he's in this movie. He's in a bulk of this film, and I loved it. I thought he was fantastic.
Yeah, dude, he was fun. The server room axe thing was a lot of fun scene. Like, that was probably fun to shoot. There's a lot of little things in this movie that were really good. Man, I mean, this is a totally different tone of movie than the one I'm about to bring up, but do you remember that movie called Gamer?
Yes. Yes, I do, sir.
Yeah, that movie was a lot different, but it was still kind of like some of this stuff, like with, big worlds, but people controlling people, but I don't know, different.
Yeah. It's very similar in story and... what am I trying to say? Theory, but they're very different movies.
Yeah, like this one was so much more like fun, and although it had some, there's a love story in it, it's kind of a natural progressing one. I don't know. I felt like they didn't force it on you, which is another thing I liked in this movie. It just kind of was a little bit towards the end, and I mean, I saw it coming. I thought it was coming, but it wasn't. It was like a really slow burn, and I kind of liked that. I thought that was creative, and it worked well for the story. And I don't know, the gamer is so like brutally violent and just different.
Well, and that was fun, is that the free guy ended up being the good guy when he started trying to level up. And everybody's like, what the hell? You're breaking the game. Why are you doing this? And then some people just loved him. And then Taika was absolutely ruthless about how he was ruining the game because he's saving everyone.
Yeah. At first he liked him, but then he was like, oh no. This is not good. This guy's leveling up without killing people. This is not good.
Well, and what it was taking people away from playing the game to watch him.
Yeah. Yep. And then they were about to come out with the sequel, and there was all kinds of problems. And yeah, I mean, it sounded like classic video game stuff. Like, when you're making a new game, you want the launch to go as good as it can. And
yeah, and you want to make sure the code you stole is going to perform. Correct.
You always want to do that. As someone who is intimately familiar with writing code, you definitely want it to perform.
Yeah. How much code do you steal, Mike?
I don't know, as much as Google will let me.
Oh, that's good. Let's go ahead, get down and dirty. How many reels?
Matt, I'm going to give this one 4 out of 5 reels. I have a feeling yours is going to be a little bit higher.
A little bit, but not much. Mike, I give it 4.5 out of 5 reels.
Wow. Matt, it's good to see that this movie really answered your movie theater itch.
Now, I explained it on the radio production. I don't know, the radio show I go on every week. There's a new segment now. You guys will love this if you're bored. I will put it on the end of this podcast. But my mom now watches the movie I review every week and calls into the radio station after I do my interview.
Yes, I heard this the first week, this last episode, and it was fun. It was fun.
Yeah, well, she watched Free Guy, so, and it's interesting to, we had a discussion before she called in the radio station. She still, I'm pretty sure, doesn't know what the hell an NPC is, but that's fine. So the point of me making all this, other than promoting my mom being on a radio show in Prescott, Arizona, even though she doesn't live here, is the reason why it is not a 5 out of 5, which I would have gladly done, is that this movie clearly is not for everyone. If you are not, I'm not going to say intimate, but if you are not familiar with video games, especially free world first-person shooters that are out in the dynamic and public today, you're not going to get nearly as much out of this movie as someone like me or yourself or younger siblings or just the younger generation. So that's why I docked it a half a reel.
Yeah, for sure, man. You're right. There's definitely a targeted demographic, and this movie's not for everybody, but it is a lot of fun if you like any kind of video game stuff. Like Matt, like you said, Matt, with the open shooters and just giant world, even World of Warcraft. I mean, you could find stuff in this that you would like you would understand stuff. So, yeah.
Yeah, and again, it would be a 5 out of 5, except for that little tidbit. And I got to take it into consideration because, my basis for 5 out of 5 is that is a movie that you have to watch. And if you don't know much about the video game world, honestly, you're not going to get as much out of it whatsoever. Not like someone, me or you or et cetera, as I said earlier. So, okay, Mike, this week is my pick for a film. I picked 2 that we talked about, and then I watched the trailer for the one that you sent over. And so we're going to go with the one that you sent over, which is the new Hugh Jackman movie, Reminiscence, which I had a hard time saying this early in the morning on the radio, which you will experience. I'm having a hard time talking now. But Reminiscent, starring Hugh Jackman, it is only in the theaters and HBO Max. Woo! So that'll come out this Friday. Woo. So, all right, Mike. Well, I think that is it. Unless you got something else you want to add to Real Film Nerds episode number 234.
No, man. I think you nailed it. Let's I think just wrap this up. Thanks everybody for listening, and we'll catch you on the next pod. And make sure you go out there and stream or watch a movie at the theater. Like this movie is exclusively in theaters, and I think it's doing pretty well. The opening weekend, it was 28 million, which they were pretty happy about. They were expecting like 25. So yeah, I think this movie had a real positive word of mouth, and I think it's going to hold its numbers for this next weekend. I think it's going to be okay. So anyway, yeah, thanks for listening, and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and we'll catch you on the next pod.
Thank you for listening to The Real Film Nerds. Now, don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Real Film Nerds. Now, go out and catch a movie.
Matt Henshaw from the Real Film Nerds podcast, gracing the studio this morning on Magic 99.1. I mean, you're so popular. You walk in the door and you just, it takes you like 20 minutes to get down the hall.
The talent has finally arrived. What can I say?
It's a fact. How you doing, Matt?
I'm okay. How about yourself, Lisa?
I'm okay, too. I'm exhausted. The weekends just wear me out. I need to get back to work so I can get some rest.
Yeah, you got to stop golfing, stop having fun,
Yeah.
stop partying,
Yeah.
and get back to work.
That's exactly right.
Those weekends are just killer.
They're
Sounds
killing me. It's
awful.
like a Mack truck.
I mean, I don't know how you deal with it. I mean,
Well, I know.
having all that fun.
I know.
it's
My life
ridiculous.
is really, really tough.
I could tell.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about some movies, shall we?
Okay,
What'd you see? The Family Guy, the
It was not The Family Guy. It
The
was Free Guy
Oh,
with Ryan Reynolds,
Ryan Reynolds,
a.k.a.
yeah.
Deadpool.
Right,
Or
right.
several other characters he's played in the past.
He's fantastic. He's a great actor.
And
Makes
you
me
didn't
laugh.
go and see this?
Between the golf, the MMA fights, a wedding that I attended, and the Naz Wrangler game yesterday, no, I didn't have any time for movies, Matt.
You don't need to sleep. I don't. So
Well, that's the thing is I go to a movie and I fall right to sleep. So, yeah,
that's the most expensive nap ever.
it really is. It really is. Tell me, what'd you think of the movie? You like it?
Absolutely loved it.
You did.
This is a bold statement.
Yeah.
Pretty much my favorite movie of the year so far.
Favorite movie of the year so far.
Yep.
Wow, that is a bold statement.
Yep.
Yeah, now tell me, why'd you like it?
It's just hilarious. It's a lot of fun. It's a very unique story. Mm-hmm. If you know anything about the video game world, specifically things like free world or open world games like Grand Theft Auto and things like that,
Yeah.
then you'll understand a lot of this movie.
Okay.
And you'll have a lot of fun with it. There's lots of little things in the background to pay attention to. There's, just a lot going on.
What about Space Invaders? I'm really familiar with the video game Space Invaders.
Mm-hmm. You might be okay. You might be okay. Because as you will discuss soon with my mother,
Yes.
she didn't understand what an NPC is, and that is the basis of the film is what NPCs are. So
All right. She
Yeah.
and I are on the same page. I bet she knows a lot about Space Invaders.
No, I don't think she's played. She has played video games though,
Okay.
or watched. She
Yeah.
raised me, my two sisters, and then I have 3 nephews that she pretty much raised.
Yeah,
so
okay.
she's watched a lot of video games throughout the years.
Very good. What is an NPC?
An NPC is a non-player character. It's basically someone in the game that
Gotcha.
isn't a living human being.
Okay, very good. And that has to do with this movie.
Big time.
Okay.
Big time. So that's why I'm not going to give it
Away.
what I want to give.
Yeah.
But it's
a
a pretty
spoiler?
high score. It's a pretty
Oh.
high score.
Well, what do you want to give it?
I want to go all the way to the top.
You do. You want to go 5 reels?
Yes,
5 out of
but-
5 reels?
But I can't.
Well, then what are you going to give it?
I give it 4.5.
Why don't you give it 4.75?
Well, because we don't do quarters, we
Well,
do
why
halves.
don't you make an exception?
I'm not making an exception because then I would have to let my co-host make an exception, and we can't have that.
Oh, we can't. You're right.
Or my co-host and his significant other, who's been on 2 or 3 times in a row now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So-
Okay. All right. Fair
But
enough.
4.5, I absolutely loved it. And the only reason it's not 5 is because basically, if you don't know much about video games,
You're
you're going to
left
lose
out.
a lot of it.
Okay.
Yeah, you're going to lose a lot of the fun in this film.
All right. Very good. Wow. What a great review. You're right up there. Rotten Tomatoes, 82. IMDb, 7.7. 89% of Google users liked the movie. Very cool. Okay. What are we going to be reviewing next week?
I don't know.
I think that you guys should go see Respect with Jennifer Hudson about Aretha Franklin. That's the movie I think you should see and review.
Well,
Something I can relate to.
I'll talk to the co-hosts about it. But we're going to watch this new Hugh Jackman movie. I'm not sure. That's Reminiscence, right?
Oh,
Or am
yeah.
I just not-
Reminiscence.
Okay.
Yeah.
My brain is seeing science, but
Oh, okay. Reminiscence.
Reminiscence, starring Hugh Jackman.
Okay.
It comes out in the theaters and on HBO Max on Friday.
All right.
That's the goal for right now, but it might change to Respect out of the respect for Lisa Live and Local on
See?
Magic 99.1.
Thank you. Thank you, Matt. Stick around for Matt's mom's review. Ma Hinshaw next on Magic. We've got her on the line. Ma Hinshaw on Magic 99.1. How you doing there, Ma Hinshaw?
Hi, I'm doing fine.
Thank you for being
I
patient
only
with
have
us.
I have one word of advice. Anybody 45 years or older needs to find out what an MPC is before they go see the movie.
So you didn't know before you saw the movie. So were you in the dark the entire show?
Well, I wasn't totally but I kind of got confused a lot.
Yeah.
But it was so pretty. Who cares? He's so cute in his blue shirt. Oh, my gosh. I love Ryan Reynolds.
I love Ryan Reynolds, too. We have that in common.
You have to go see that movie just to see Ryan.
Just to see
and
Ryan.
It's very appropriate. There's nothing really rude or... It was really fun, and I know Matt loved it. I liked it if I understood it.
Right. Now, me knowing what an MPC is now, will I understand it better, you think?
I think so.
Okay.
I really do.
All right.
Because when Matt told me what it was, I went, oh!
Why didn't you tell her before she saw the movie, Matt?
She saw, to tell you the truth, she saw the movie
before you
me.
did.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because, she doesn't work. So she went
Right.
first thing, Friday afternoon, when she should be having dinner.
Gotcha.
Hey, and Dad had a very good nap.
Oh.
And I don't believe he didn't know what it was.
Did he
But
nap?
that's okay.
He napped through the whole movie in the theater?
Well, not the whole movie. About halfway through.
I do the same thing.
So, he's just like Lisa.
He's just like me. Yeah. Now, Matt, did you go see the movie just to see Ryan Reynolds' blue eyes as well?
His
blue shirt?
Yes, definitely.
You
He's
did too.
He's a dreamboat.
Yeah.
What can I say?
A dreamboat.
He's just beautiful.
Yeah, he is adorable. Now, tell me, Ma Hinshaw, you know what Space Invaders are, don't you?
Actually, no. I only know Grand Theft Auto.
Grand Theft Auto.
Isn't that a little vicious that my mom
That's
plays Grand
awesome.
Theft Auto?
Yeah, that is awesome. You actually play Grand Theft Auto, Ma Hinshaw?
Well, no, I tried, but my grandsons kept trying to take the thing away from me, so I let them play.
Okay, all right. I
It
think
was okay.
you're a pretty cool grandma. That is a fact. So, what are you gonna judge movies on? I mean, stars, magic wands. Matt does reels. Do you have a scale that we can measure this movie by?
How about cookies? I don't know.
Cookies. Okay, perfect. So, out of 5 cookies, how many are you gonna give it?
I would say 4.
4.
Wow.
I'm not totally up there at 5 because if I understood it, I have to re-see it. You know?
Right. Yeah, you have to sit through the movie again. I get you. All right.
Oh, it was
fun.
funny too.
Okay.
It was fun.
I like your review, Ma Hinshaw. Thank you so much for letting us know your thoughts on the movie, on what station. It's a big test.
99.1 Magic in Prescott, Arizona. Yippee!
She nailed it.